Hi guys, I thought I would come on, haven't been on for a while, and I feel quite nervous because I don't really know how to do it anymore. I feel sort of like I don't know what to say and how to say it, but I'll give it a go. Hello, I hope everyone is very, very well. Fit of Crime walkie-talkie here, not walking today. If you don't know, in the UK we've had the worst storms. It's possibly the worst weather I've seen in ages. I had COVID at the same time and ugh. So far, 2022 for me has been blur. So let's hope it gets better. Fighting. Anyway, so I've been sort of sitting there and just watching what's been going on the tube. Sorry, my stomach's rumbling. And I am today more appalled than I've ever been at the state of this community. And I just don't even know how to say anything. The people in this community that a couple of years ago used to be a community all together, working towards a greater good, which was, to expose Armchair Detective for what he really is, and and work to that to expose it for reality. And that was working and things were happening. And then everyone has just turned against each other. And I don't know why. Because mostly the people that are in this community turning against each other, we're all over 40, mostly. Mothers, grandmothers, working people, non-working people, people with various, challenges or not challenges, we're all different. We've all got things going on in our lives. We've never met these people. And yet the amount of abuse that's coming from people's mouths toward people over the other side of the world that they've never met and never will met, but instead of just addressing it and then, solving it or not solving it or leaving each other alone after one or two little battles, it's going on and on and on. And it feels like that everyone is clinging on to conflict and drama and abuse to get views. And I have to say that, is it that? Why would you make video after video after video after video about another woman, and it gets to the point where you start abusing what she looks like? I mean, that's always been the case on here. First thing was attacked is the way I look. So that's kind of normal, but it goes on and on and on. And if I wrote down what some people are saying in their videos, and if I showed it to someone else, that person would think this was written or said by a 13-year-old. Where's this? What view? I've got more views than you. You've got more views. I've got a boyfriend. Have you got a boyfriend? I just don't know whether these people know how ridiculous they sound. And that's why it keeps going on and on and on. Everyone is fighting with everyone. Now, everyone is allowed to have their own viewpoint. I was sort of not really part of the community anyway, but, I see people since it all happened with the cease and desists with AD, the fake ones, the ones that were just absolutely nothing. Sorry, that's my stomach. I need to have some lunch. And then everyone it all just sort of imploded or exploded, as it were, and everyone turned towards a member of our community who they say was lying and wasn't telling the truth, and they needed to see her credentials. But I never understood why, because this person was not saying they were legally representing anyone. So, there were creators crying. We were, such good friends, so close to this. I can't believe she's done it. And I never understood that situation because, as far as I'm concerned, she was helping out the Ruzek family with the experience that she has in the legal field. And that was as far as she went. And everyone turned against her. And I think that the best thing she did was to ghost everyone. Otherwise, it would have just been more and more conflict. And you see, in a way, sometimes that's the best way to deal with it on YouTube, is to just stop, avoid contact, to stop it. Because, again, I've always said this, the fantasy in people's brains goes on and on and on and writes the narrative when it's not necessarily real. Now, I I never sort of said anything about the situation, but as far as I could see, this creator was doing nothing wrong. So I sort of stood by her. But so this was sort of the first thing, and then everyone started to turn against everyone else for liking a certain person or not liking a certain person, saying something or not saying something. And it's like everything has to be played on YouTube for the world to see. And there's this sort of oversharing, overexposing feeling that unless it's done on the screen, that it doesn't exist. And that's not reality. That's not the truth. And I wonder if this is why things are just sort of gathering a momentum, that one person says something to someone else, they take it a certain way, and then they grab onto that, and it rolls and rolls and rolls, and more people get involved, and it rolls, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. But at what point do you keep going with it? I was so shocked this morning, and I've made a few comments on this person's channel. This creator, Mrs. Portland, who's come along, and as far as I can see, and I don't know her personally, I will never meet her, her actions since she arrived on a certain community have been completely out of control. And I know I spoke up about this before with another creator, Kelly the Advocate, who sitting on camera screaming at people on YouTube for the world to see, and it's there forever, no matter if you try and delete it, screaming, name calling, saying she was going to F people's lives up, accusing people of certain things, of this, that, and I just wanted her to stop for her own sake. And so, you know, I said, stop, just stop. And then, of course, a massive lie was made about me, calling me all sorts of things, which is completely untrue. But that was that response from this creator. She couldn't stop. She couldn't just take the comment, which was stop screaming at people online. She then had to take that and make it into more of a big thing, more drama, more views, more time online in this little cube, just going on and on and on and on and on. Now, luckily, she got rid of that bone and has picked up another one. But it's, you know, this other character, Mrs. Portland, who has been talking about her mental and physical challenges and her personal challenges from the get-go. And it's almost like she's kind of the poster girl at the moment for what's wrong with all of this, with people's behavior online. Immediately pouring her heart out, then regretting it, trying to take it back, then screaming at people, bouncing off the walls, literally day after day after day in this massive behavioral cycle. And I have to say that this cycle, it seems to be aped from other creators that she was witnessing before. Linguistically, what comes out of her mouth, it's the same as the creators she was watching before she had her own channel. The way she's behaving, the patterns, and then the introduction of the constant, asking for money, the PayPal, the this, the other. And how has YouTube turned into this? I mean, I know these are live streamers, and this is not what I consider to be YouTube at all. But how has it turned into fighting people that you do not even know and will never meet, and you can just stop it? You know, you can just stop. If you stop, they stop, then there's no more content. And this is my point. Is that the reason why it keeps going? Is this the reason why I see 11-hour lives about a certain creator, then they answer that, and then someone else gets in, and then someone else gets in, and it gets to the point where today I click on, out of interest, to see this woman bouncing off the walls, to see where she's at next, because of course it's awful. It's like a car crash, and you don't want to watch, but you end up watching because a little bit. 5 seconds is all I can last. And what I saw today just made me make this video is that this lady, Mrs. Portland, after various times of saying that she was going to destroy herself, that people are killing her, that she's going off YouTube, she's back on YouTube, then she wants money, and then she's crying, and then she's telling her story, and it's a rinse, repeat cycle, which is distressing to watch. And I do have to say I have sympathy. You know, we all got our own stuff going on. But I do worry about acting out online in this platform. A, it's not what I consider the platform to be for, and B, it's incredibly dangerous for others' safety, for your own safety, for your own peace of mind, for your own mental health, for your relationships, for your real life. And what I saw when I clicked on was this creator, Mrs. Portland, with her new microphone there, and this very strange behavior, saying, breaking news, I've got breaking news, everyone, I'm just going to wait for everyone to hop on. Hello, so-and-so, hello, with a slight smile on her face. And then she proceeded to say that someone was desperately ill that she didn't like. And that was the breaking news, that they were in hospital. And there are so many levels of so much wrong right there. And it just said it all to me. Breaking news, like ringing a bell, breaking news. Talking about someone being desperately ill. And then they didn't know much further than that, but it was worthy of a live, because they have to come on and ring the bell, the theatre bell, and oh yeah, come out, hear the news. And it just, to me, cemented the problem in this community of live streamers that go on and don't seem to be able to have any self-control, and very, very poor impulse control. Because if you're given, you know, a platform when you've got hours and hours and hours, you will obviously say things that, you know, you probably don't, you mean in the time, but, you know, you don't want it taken out of context, and you don't want someone clipping it and this and that. You've got to be surely really, really healthy and secure to live stream and have access to people that are coming to you and listening because they need something, they want something from you, they are interested, they're learning, and very vulnerable people who may not know the entire situation. Surely YouTube streamers have a responsibility on a platform to not call each other revolting names, not to come up and go, oh, breaking news, this is what's wrong with this person, that person's got this, that and the other. How is this happening? This is YouTube. And I know that there's always been creators that have completely been unable to control their impulses and what's coming out of their mouth. But even a couple of those, one in particular who was on me from the word go, she's cleaned up her act. And she's doing lovely little videos about her garden or her work or her car or whatever. And all the abusive drunk videos have stopped, which is just so brilliant. And it's so lovely to see. And, you know, even if a few people are managing, you know, to sort of evolve and go, hold on a minute, I don't have to behave that way. I don't have to do that. I don't have to film that. And I don't have to film me saying that. And I do wonder, this Mrs. Portland, she felt that she had to go on a live to notify her supporters about someone who she said, karma is going to get you. I hope something awful happens to you. And it finally has happened. And she got straight on a live, and the word can only be gloat. Gloated about it. And this is someone's life. And I wonder, why is everyone pissed off with other women on here? Why? Why? Why are Mummy Ramblings and Natasha Cooper and Surviving the Storms and they're against them? And why are people against Helen? And why are people against me? And this, that, and the... What for? Why do you have to say it? You can feel it. I feel loads of things about people in this community and things that I want to say, but I wouldn't come on and say it. because it gets you in trouble and it fires people up. But what it does do is it keeps people subscribing and keeps the views coming, I guess. But with that, you know, is a bit of a Pandora's box, and you're really bringing out the worst in yourself, the worst of YouTube and the worst out in people. In a way, you're asking people to rubberneck a car crash. And it was always, that's always what people like AD did. He gloated about other people's misfortunes. He told untruths. If this guy's seeking the truth with whatever his name is, who also did the same, his obsession with NK. And then his downfall is also that he's now being judged by AD, the worst channel on here. And when you're being judged by a channel like the Armchair Detective channel and anyone who's been on it, and if you look at the list of people that have been on it and what they do and how they live and what they are, and you're judged by that, it's like lying in the gutter looking down on people. And so the Armchair Detective channel is judging Seeking the Truth with Dave, a deviant. Dave, of course, falls apart because that's what you do. You have to fall apart, get a little bit of sympathy, but instead of taking responsibility, you kind of wheel your way around it and hope that people feel sorry for you if you push out a few tears. And people can see when you're not crying, by the way. And then it all sort of blows over and it comes back exactly the same. Just nothing is changing. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. Surely when you turn the camera off and you go, oh yeah, I feel really good about telling everyone that someone's health is really, really bad and that they're, the karma I said they were going to get is actually happening. Yes, I feel so good about myself. Yeah, I feel so good about myself that I pretended to cry and I've been caught out for being a deviant, but, you know, I'm still, you know, and this, I'm going to call this woman NK, you know, a murderer, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I feel good about myself. I feel really good. And, I've done 3 years of videos and I've proved absolutely nothing, shown absolutely nothing, made up complete lies. Everything that I've done has been a complete lie, completely pointless, completely useless, and I don't know about you guys, but I want to be present in a life and present for the people around me and be proud of my actions. And oh my God, we've all done things wrong. And I, you know, when I first got on to YouTube, I didn't know what the rules were and what you did and what you didn't do and how you behaved and all that kind of stuff. But I watched and I went, I know I don't want to do that. I'd rather just be as truthful in reality as I can. And I'm sure that my channel will stay tiny and no one will probably watch, and I'm sure I'm very boring and people don't like me because I'm so boring. But I'd rather be that than what I see people doing now. I'd rather be that than saying to another woman, also over the age of 40, where's your kids? Have you got kids? Have you got kids? I got kids. Yeah, where's your kids? Where's your kids at? Where's your husband? Oh, you're not gonna, no one's gonna have you. You're gonna do, your nose is this. And oh yeah, no one ain't gonna like you. What are you doing? Oh, I've got more views. I've got more subs. Who's watching you now? Who's watching? Who behaves like this at this age? This is toddler stuff. You know, even teenager don't act like this. What is it for? Now, is it just way out there to think that they're doing it because it does keep people coming back and keeps subs coming and keeps drama going, keeps views going, keeps your watch hours going? And another point is this lady, Mrs. Portland, who then puts a live on, puts the radio on and goes to bed. You put a live on, you stream a radio station for the night, hoping that someone is going to watch it to get hours. Come on. Come on. I just wonder if everyone just zipped it for a day, went off, did something else with their time, didn't do a live, didn't contact anyone, just went off and sat in a room or by a river or saw something beautiful or just sat there and went, what do I really want to do on YouTube? What do I have to say and what do I not have to say? And if I have to say it, why? Do I have to slag this woman off? Do I have to? I don't know what's going on in her day or her life. I don't know how she feels. I've never met her. I don't know what's going on. What if I didn't? What if I left her alone and chose something else to do? And if someone says something crap about me, I go, oh, shut up, and then leave it and move on. You know, what if I did that? That's what I'd love everyone to do, to just go, do I have to be so abusive and insulting and offensive to another woman? Because I find it embarrassing as a woman. You know, we've come this far. And yeah, I've had my beef with another woman on here, but even then, I think we've both gone, oh, it's not worth it. They'll never meet me. I'll never meet them. I don't talk about them. I leave them alone, and they leave me alone, and you know, and it's got to that point because it's just sort of stupid. And I know things get really impacted and important when you're on here all the time. And if you're streaming 11, 12, 13 hours, it's a long time for your brains to neurologically be processing this information inside this little square. And it loses the other pathways to other things. You know, and the more you develop, the more you behave in a certain way, that neural pathway gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it gets easier to do. So the more offensive you are to someone, the more easy it is to be offensive, and the more your mind will want to be offensive. Surely there's got to be a cut-off point right now, because these are other women, and you've got these deviant blokes, you know, like AD and Dave and all the other just dreadful men looking at us behaving like this. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way than sitting there calling someone a bitch every 5 seconds and talking about their bodies, their faces, their sex lives, whether they've got a boyfriend or not, how many views they've got. What is it for? I just wonder, what if everyone just stopped doing that for a day, a week, and see if you feel any different when you come back? Would that help? What do you think? I don't know. Tell me your thoughts about why you think people are behaving the way they are online right now. You know, all the ones that are fighting with everyone else, and you know who they are. Streamers who are making videos and all of their content is about another creator that they don't like. All of their content. What is it for? I would love to know your opinion, because I am in the dark, because I have never seen anything like it in my life. And I'm just being honest and truthful as I can. I support certain people that others don't. I've had arguments with people. Me and Helen Schaffer have had many, many blow-ups. But I don't hate her. I don't dislike her. I respect her. And we coexist. I still have love for her. Even though we may not agree on certain things, it doesn't have to be a problem. You can disagree. You can even have a blowout with someone and then it passes, right? Just like you do with your best mate. And then it's gone. And you have to leave it gone. You have to keep looking forwards, surely, in life, rather than back. You can't live back there, because forwards and now is the only thing that's about to exist. And why can't everyone keep looking forwards and also say, I didn't like how that person reacted or acted towards me, but maybe they were having a really shit day. Maybe they're going through a really bad time. you know. And it does change how you feel about that certain person. But all this stuff, when I see it, it's so highly strung. Natasha Cooper, a Dorothy, this Mrs. Portland, this Amanda Zanet, all on there, just absolutely just saying whatever comes into their brain. Maybe it's the way YouTube is going. Maybe it's the thing right now. I don't know. But 2 years ago, it wasn't like this. A year ago, it wasn't like this. And I just wonder what's happened. And maybe I'm being, again, really boring and old-fashioned. But I thought I was speaking up for something that was right. Because I do believe that what Armchair Detective Channel does is wrong. In every sense of the word. And I still can't believe that they're still going, even though it's become a ridiculous circus. But then to see all this come up, and it's like it's just doppelgangers everywhere. The same language, saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. F you this, F you that. And then they come back and do more and more. And it's all the same thing. Everyone is saying the same thing. Can we just not stop and just make a video about something else? Maybe that's me being an idiot. Anyway, what do I know? Anyway, let me know what you think, guys. I would love for YouTube, this community, to not be like this. I would love it. Let me know if you would too. Have a good day, everyone, and lots of love to everyone, and thank you anyone